Jim, in your world of credit strategy, tie in what the moves from the ECB mean. Is it enough to help support some of the credit markets that you've been looking at?
Yeah, well, it definitely provides a marginal buyer for credit that wasn't there. Over the last 2 or 3 weeks, we've seen huge outflows in credit funds, with the liquidity drying up completely in the street, and it's a one-way market. So the market was looking desperately for a marginal buyer, and this will put a marginal buyer in investment grade. Certainly, it will help markets. It's not the end of the story. It's not not out of the woods, but this certainly puts some two-way tension in pricing, and it would be very, very well received today.
What more would you like to see?
Unfortunately, I'm not sure the central banks can actually do anything about when this virus lockdown ends. That's the big problem now for companies, individuals, etc. None of us know what the duration of these lockdowns are going to be. If you read the Imperial College paper that the government in the UK have been using for advice, then it's not impossible that we'll have rolling lockdowns for 18 months. And if that is the case, then businesses are going to struggle, and no amount of liquidity can help for that. But for today, this is a very good move.
Jim, what do markets actually want to hear from central banks? I mean, was it the bazooka, or is it just the idea that actually the ECB will throw everything at it? This is something that they didn't hear at the press conference when Madame Lagarde was talking. And so is it that they just needed to hear?
Yeah, I mean, my problem with the press conference was obviously the comment that the ECB is not there to close spreads, when effectively central banks around the world have forced investors into spread product for the last decade. So to turn around at that point and say it's not the ECB's job to close spread, I think was a policy miscommunication. I don't think any of us doubted that the ECB would be there to close spread, but we needed to hear from them that they would. And this policy announcement, I think we all knew it was coming. The scale of it overnight is quite huge. I mean, it's 6.5% of Eurozone GDP. So this is a very big move. And I think central banks have proved they're all in. I don't think we can probably ask too much more of central banks. They will do more if there needs to be. But at the end of the day, somebody needs to replace the lost activity in the economy to settle this crisis properly.